more female leaders, women who are going to burst through the door and say, we need to change things. And they are not afraid to ask questions. They are not afraid to speak up. And that's why I formed Women on It, because we need more women on top of the industry. Absolutely. Much more than at the bottom of the industry, which is the revolving door issue, because we never make it to the top. No matter how many women in tech enter the technology field, the retention is going to be scarce if you don't appreciate them and don't give them the chance to succeed.
I think that's why the dialogue and conversations need to start changing. The reason we have to have women in tech groups, the reason we have to kind of go women is because actually it shouldn't really be gender-based, but we need to start talking about equality in the opportunities that it does. But unfortunately, because women go through their career and they're the only ones that can have kids and career breaks and stuff like that, it does put them slightly behind. Beata, we can just throw a little quiz out to the audience, because we keep talking about women in tech and there's not enough women in tech. I think people have forgotten how many women actually are the ones that created tech. So I don't know if the audience want to shout out some of the cool products that women started that actually have been forgotten about in society. And back then when people were inventing stuff, they weren't going, oh, it was a woman in tech. It was just invented. Like Wi-Fi was just invented. But people forget that Wi-Fi was invented by a woman, right? I don't know if the audience want to have a bit of a guess. I've got a slide I can actually show you that some of the women did.
I like a little quiz. So, ladies and gentlemen, time for a quiz.
Women invented Wi-Fi and GPS. The windshield wiper, the fire escape. We mentioned Ada Lovelace did computer algorithms, CCTV, computer software, the life raft, beer. We invented beer, men. Like we did that. Choc chip cookies and the Monopoly. Monopoly was a new one I learned today. I did not realize that. And this is just a few. There is a lot more out there. Things like liquid paper. I love drinking Vervicleek champagne. Invented by a woman, Barbara Nicole, but yet it's still very male dominated. So I think this is where it goes back. This is very historical, the ones I've given you. But how are we still like in this space of like women in tech or women inventing stuff or women in their business still so far behind when some of the fundamentals that we are using today were invented by women? And when I first came into sort of the ecosystem of the new tech, so to speak, one of my biggest frustrations with helping startups and scale ups was lack of funding available from VCs, angels, etc., particularly for women. And it was one of those things that links back to a lot of things that we've been talking about, that we don't brag enough about what we do. We're probably not aggressive enough with sort of going out to find funding. We probably think we can do it ourselves and that. So there was this big gap where, and if you look at the statistics, like there are a lot of male founder ventures that have been funded rather than females. So I've been looking to try coordinate and work out how much better. And that's why, you know, Beata and I have been talking about how much we can start helping these women. And then unfortunately what happened was COVID-19 hit. So we took a step back and went, absolutely now women need more help ever, because if you look at the way that it's happened with COVID, everything happened really quickly. Things have shut down. Whether we like it or not, women tend to be the carers at home, doing the schooling, looking after the elderly parents, et cetera, et cetera. So coming out of this, are we going to see a bigger gap between whether it's gender pay for women, whether it's founders, startups, etc.? And one of the things that we are concerned about is women businesses surviving.